So joining me today at the Rockpit is Joey Cape from Californian punk rock legends, Lagwagon, who are about to embark on a 30th anniversary tour of Hoss in February and March of next year. Welcome to the Rockpit, Joey, and how are things?
Good, man. I'm just enjoying some really, really nice California weather in December. It's it's awesome. It's perfect here right now. I don't know why. I guess just because that's the way the world we live in now, you know. But yeah,
That's it. That's it. I'm pretty sure, the last couple of weeks have probably shown that we've got a Californian winter here.
yeah,
So I think, yeah, we've traded places somewhat. So we've only had a couple of days of summer so far. So in this part of
yeah,
the world, but it's all good. It's all good. So,
yeah.
you guys are back to Australia, and not only to celebrate, the 30th anniversary of Hoss, but the 30th anniversary of the first time you played here, which was
That's right.
1996.
Yeah, somebody pointed that out to me the other day, and I got really excited about that because that's actual. I mean, Haas came out in 95, so we'll get
Ooh,
there in
yeah,
2026. We're kind of, that's how these anniversaries always seem to be, like try to plan them and then they happen the year after or whatever. But it will, I believe 96 was the first time we came to Australia. We toured with One Inch Punch, band from Victoria. It was
yeah,
great.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Remember them well. They were a great band. Now,
Yeah.
over and then ever since '96, I mean, there's been what 10 tours, or this is like the 10th tour to Australia, if I'm correct,
I,
or
you know, I, I have no idea. I never can answer those questions properly because, well, for one, you know, it's all a blur. But two, I had the mistake of wouldn't say a mistake actually. Just it gets convoluted because other bands that I tour with or solo touring, you know. I
yeah,
mean, I know that I've been there a lot.
yeah,
How
yeah,
many times Lagwagon's toured there? Yeah, it must be getting up there.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this it must be a good reason.
Well, absolutely, and
Yeah.
heard
We
something
love
along
it.
the lines that we actually like you out here, guys. So,
Yeah, and we like you too. So yeah, it's nice.
so the
Yeah,
beauty of this tour too is that it starts with the Froth and Fury Festival in WA in Perth, Australia,
yeah,
Western Australia. But it also sees you reunited with Friends of Rom, a band that, or on the same bill as Friends of Rom, a band that you have
yeah,
an extensive history with as well.
totally. I mean, somebody I was talking to the other day, we were talking about the lineup at Froth and Fury, and I said, I just sort of glanced at it, but I can't remember who's playing. And then I remembered Frenzel's playing, and immediately I'm excited. I mean, yeah, they're old mates, Yeah, it'll be great hanging with those guys again. And Comeback Kid, and I can't remember who else is playing, but there's a few bands on the bill that, that we like and know. But Frenzel is definitely, yeah, it's great. It's too bad it's only two shows. I wish we were touring with them for, a
Well,
month
absolutely,
or something.
absolutely, and I was sort of hoping that that might have been the surprise was that they were double billing with you guys for the whole tour, which would have been just amazing. But the
Yeah.
history of Frenzel and Lagwagon goes back to what is it, 2008, I guess, where Lindsay played guitar with you guys for a little bit and did it again in 2023.
Yeah, we'd met him before then. But I think that solidified maybe our relate. Well, I don't know, Lindsay. God, I don't know. It's a funny thing about knowing when you met someone. I There's so many different avenues to the meetings. You know, I mean, for example, I know Lindsay filled in for. I think he's played guitar with me first in the Gimme Gimmes too, and I think we met the Frenzel guys before that. And then yeah, he did that tour. He's done two of those with us.
Mm.
We have one guy in the band who's a felon. So I mean actually we have more felons than one, but We have one that it was bad enough that he's had real trouble being able to get into Australia,
Mm.
and that's a reoccurring issue.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I mean, I wish I had a better memory for these things, but yeah, they're kind of old friends now,
yeah,
you know,
yeah. They're almost family, I guess, to a certain degree, with the number of times that you guys have been out here as well. So,
or at
it's
least
always great to have
we're all yeah, we're at least all old people. I don't know. It's one of those.
that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, if we go back to the beginning of Lagwagon, I mean, you guys did. I mean, you recorded your first record, Fat Rat Records, back in '92. From what I've read, the recording process of that record was pretty quick. It was 4 days or something like that. Did you know at the time that you were onto something special and something that would lead to, a 35-year career?
Well, first of all, we recorded the album in 1990, and for some goddamn reason, it didn't come out until 92. Just like to state that for the record,
Yeah,
because it drives me nuts.
right.
Um, yeah, no, whatever. Um, I mean, I think so, but the first record that we made, at least for us, it was just such a great thing to think that we were actually going to have a CD at the time. That was the thing, right? CDs. Um, and not just a demo tape. We'd made many of those. So the idea that we were going to be on a record label that would actually be releasing our album and having an album and everything, it was so exciting. I don't think it would have mattered what happened.
Mm,
That's the way I looked at every record we made until probably the sixth record.
yeah.
Where it was always like, no way, we get to make another record. This means that, we're lucky, we're fortunate. I don't know. It's funny. I don't remember having any expectations. And then, of course, things went pretty well for us. And they just went really well for years and years. They grew. We had, we were fortunate, like I said. But yeah, the first record, we made that record in 3 days, mix and all. It was basically a live album. Um, I don't love that record.
Mm.
When I listen to it, some of the lyrics make me cringe a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah. But hey, like I said, it's just such an amazing thing when first get to do something like that. And it's not your dime, it's somebody else's dime. It's pretty cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
So by the time you get to Hoss and recording that record, what's changed in the band? I mean, are you feeling more seasoned and more comfortable in the studio? Is there
Yeah.
something that does it feel as though you've really sort of found your stride as far as recording records is concerned?
I mean, it's all of the above kind of stuff. The first record, you have no idea what you're doing. It's all kind of new. I mean, maybe you've made demos, but you haven't really had that kind of experience. And then the second record, we had a little more time. And so I think I had grander delusions. And then, by the third record, you kind of have the best idea. But the main thing that I think changes is that well, you get a slightly bigger budget, maybe if you've done okay. So we had more time. That's the biggest thing, of course.
Yeah.
But the other big thing is confidence. Um, I think with each record of those first few, we sort of were finding ourselves a little bit, or at least trying to find the voice that was mostly ours, not just wearing the influences on our sleeve. Yeah, Haas was, I felt empowered when I was writing those songs. And I was listening to all kinds of music. I always have listened to all different kinds of music. And I mean, we didn't go too far out, but in the rock and roll spectrum, I think with Haas, we had some slower songs and we had some groovier songs. And there was definitely, you could see that we weren't just going to be trying to do the exact same thing.
Mm.
Um, and that felt really good. And then it was well received, and that just made me so happy. Um, I don't know. Yeah, that's the main thing I see is just sort of a bravery that comes with each record.
Yeah, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. For sure. Do you find that recording, I guess, since then to now has become easier? Is it something that you're more comfortable with, that you're more in tune with?
Yeah, I always was early on, I was sort of fascinated with the recording process and I early on I got my hands dirty, I got really involved with that stuff and I would bond with the engineers immediately and kind of hang out late nights with them and watch them do crazy stuff, and just wanted to know. Later I ended up producing all the records in I studio. I mean, I to this day I always have a studio at home and it's sort of my favorite part of the whole thing is the creative part, the
Yeah,
studio part, the songwriting part. That kind of stuff is what I really love. So yeah, I mean, after Haas, I think I started to become more like a co-producer for the bands that I played with
yeah,
because I just had so much experience and I was so into it. And yeah, and so it became easier, maybe a little more work,
yeah,
but it was lovely because having some control over that stuff too.
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know. There's, yeah, it always takes a village. It's kind of weird. I mean, the record after Haas was the first time we had a producer.
yeah.
And then the record after that, we had two production teams because we split the recording. The only common denominator was me
Right.
flying from the studio here, then to the next studio. But we had these two totally different approaches in one record. And I love the way that record sounds because of that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just it gets kind of fun, I think, when you get into the nerdy stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, for sure. And I mean, I love the fact that you've embraced all of that and brought that element to the band and future recordings as well. So when we come to talk about anniversaries, I mean, 30th anniversary is known as, the Pearl anniversary, which is said to represent wisdom and strength. Are they two things that you think that you've gained in spades over this last 30 years?
Well, I feel like they should add the word inflammation to that phrase. Wisdom, strength, and inflammation.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, sure. I mean, you do anything long enough, I guess wisdom is just part of the thing that you gain. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's almost like sometimes I feel a little bit like we're past the wisdom
yeah,
part of it.
yeah,
Now we're kind of just, I mean, we're sort of a legacy band at this point, and that's fine with me. I mean, again, so fortunate to have, had any of this opportunity and to kind of get to a place where we can act as a band like that. Um, but I don't feel like I'm learning anything anymore,
mm,
if that answers the question. I mean, it's just a matter of we still love it.
yeah,
I mean, I guess we're just gluttons for punishment. You know, I mean, I don't know. I think there'll be a time where either someone's just going to die on stage. This is so dark. I'm sorry.
no, that's all right.
Or yeah, or one day we'll all be talking and then somebody will say, "God, I hate this." And then somebody else will say, "Me too." And then we'll just stop.
Yeah,
But that just doesn't happen.
yeah,
And
yeah,
there's wisdom, I mean, but maybe really what it is tolerance.
mm,
Younger they bands when they start often don't make it past 3 years. There's some statistic that I hear all the time about that. It's probably bullshit, but it does make sense that bands break up within the first few years they're bands because as soon as there's any strife or any struggle, they just think, well, this isn't worth it. It's too much work and I hate that guy and blah blah blah. And the politics get to them. And I think once you make it past 10 years, it gets quite a bit easier.
Yeah.
When you make it past 20 years, it gets even easier. And then once you get past 30 years, which we're pretty far past now,
Mm.
um, you know, it's like it's pretty effortless to do
Yeah.
what we do. Yeah.
And I mean, again, by your side this whole time has been your guitarist Chris Flippin. How's that
Hmm.
relationship these days? I mean, to have spent so
Oh,
long with each other and obviously so many years on the road and in different environments, uh,
Chris
it
and I
must be a
are,
real test to the depth of a friendship, you know?
oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, Chris and I are I guess, Chris is really the only original member of this band. I was there once we started writing music for our first record, but the band existed before I was in the band. I was in another local band, and we used to play with this band when the band was called Section 8. So Chris is the true kind of, he's like heart and soul of Lagwagon. And I don't, I can't see the band without him at all. We have certainly, man, especially in our early years, boy, we butt heads. We used to fight, like fist fights, a lot when we were younger, which was crazy because I'm 5'6" and he's like 7 feet tall. But it happened. Um, but now, yeah, we are family, and my relationship with Chris is different than my relationship to any of the other people in the band for obvious reasons. And we just I love the guy, and he's been through a lot the last couple of years. He's had a lot of health problems and stuff. So, you know, I don't talk to him every day, not like I do my daughter or my dad or my partner or any of that. But yeah, there's something yeah, I couldn't do it if he wasn't doing it.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
I,
that's
I
incredible.
hope that that's true.
Yeah, yeah,
You say that though, and then sometimes, in the past I've said that, and then we lose a member, and somehow or another, after some time, you decide, now let's keep going.
yeah,
Yeah, but I think at this point, yeah. Anyway, my relationship with Flip is amazing. I mean, we have a kind of, we can, when we speak to each other, we understand each other at a great depth. It's
yeah,
good.
yeah. Fantastic stuff. Look, we're almost
Yeah.
out of time. I know your schedule's pretty busy this morning, but we'll wrap it up by, the tour starts in Perth on January 24 and finishes in New Zealand on the 9th of Feb. Now, that's 11 dates in 16 days. Uh, do you look at these schedules and go, my God, why and how have we booked it this way?
Not even close. That's an easy one.
Wow.
Man, I'm telling you, like, I love Australian tours in general because we get some time off. We get to actually hang out with our mates there, and I get to have like a nice night where I go out to dinner with friends, and you know maybe go lawn bowling or something. I mean, I get time every time we go there to do something, and and then we do that satellite thing where we post up in Sydney and we play shows around Sydney, and same in Victoria when we play in Melbourne, we'll play maybe a couple other shows around there.
Yeah,
Um, and it's actually pretty easy. That might be a little intensive compared to a normal run out there,
yeah,
but compared to what we used to do in the early days of the band, I'll tell you, 93, 94, 95, played 280 shows a year. And we just were never not on tour. Of
yeah.
course, we were like in our early 20s, and some of us were, I mean, our bass player was like 15 or something, but
Wow.
we were, so we were indestructible. And,
Yeah,
I don't think we could even do something like that now. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty easy. It's just I would never complain about what we do. I mean, we have about an hour and a half of work every day, and it's joyous. It's fun. I mean, how can you complain about it? And traveling places like that. Well, what if I had never been able to go? You know, we always have a great time. Yeah, it's not too bad. There's 4 days off or something.
yeah, yeah,
That's a lot.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
good.
That's
Yeah,
incredible.
yeah,
All right, Joey. Thank you so much for your time. We can't wait to see you back out here in
pleasure.
2026. And I just want to wish you and the rest of the band, a safe and merry festive season and safe travels out to our country. I can't wait to see the show in Melbourne at the Croxton Bandroom.
All right, man. All right, Andrew. Thank you.
No worries. Thank you so much, Joey. Take care,
Okay,
my friend.
take care. Cheers.